Hey friends, it's Megan, Georgia Girl Stitching here on YouTube and on Instagram. It is Saturday, November 30th, 2024, and I'm back for my November wrap-up video, just in time for December. It's been a lot going on over the last few weeks, but I'm happy to be back and I actually got quite a bit of stitching done, so I'm excited to share that with you. If you are in the United States or celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, however you spend it. We spend it a little different this year than we have in the past. I actually had to work this year, so I was working the 2 p.m. to midnight shift in the pediatric emergency room, which was interesting to say the least. David was in town. He spent the dinner with some of our neighbors. They invited him over knowing that I was going to be working, and then our family kind of all did their own thing this year for Thanksgiving. So it was nice. We got to have the morning together. We got to watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which is a tradition in our family. So I got to see Santa come and officially start the Christmas season, and then I had to go to work until about midnight. So it's all good. It was I learned a lot on that shift. So yeah, but overall it's been a good few weeks. David's been able to be home quite a bit, and yeah, just working and stitching is kind of my and studying. Test coming up in January that I'm studying for, but overall it's been a good few weeks. Yeah, so I'll kind of jump into it. I actually did want to start off with, in the spirit of the season, I've been trying to get a little bit better at this anyway, but I want to shout out the few FlossTubers that I've been watching, because people kind of do like who I've been watching segments, and I want to do that too. Some that are new to me, some that are my classics that at the second they release a video I end up watching it. But I just wanted to kind of read out a few FlossTubes that if you're not already watching, I highly recommend you go and check them out. Aussie Stitcher in Texas, Stitching by the Shore, Seazook Stitch, the Sunshine Stitchers, Half Stitch Cross Stitch, Evelyn Across the Pond, who's back on the side of the pond, excitingly, What's Morgan Stitching, Beth the Steadfast Stitcher, Two Needles Pulling Thread, Welcome Stitchery, and then Stitchin' Mommy. So like I said, a lot of those, a lot of people are already watching, but if you've never heard of them, I highly recommend all of them. They keep me company a lot, and I love all of them. So, there's many more. I just wanted to do the first little segment. Hopefully every video I can give you a new 10 or so that I either watch or have been watching. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I have 2 finishes, which I'm super excited about. One was to be expected, one was not. So the first one I have is My Sunshine from Shannon Christine Designs. I stitched this for our 2 close friends who are expecting a baby this next month. December is her due month. And the nursery, they're having a little girl, and the nursery the theme is You Are My Sunshine. So they have like rays of sunshine, and it's this like nice pink color. And then the family also loves bees. They have a connection to bees. So it was perfect. So this is by Shannon Christine, but the original actually has blue, like teal blues for the banner, and I changed that to pink to match the nursery. And then I changed the colors sort of the sunflowers. So there's 4 colors in those sunflowers, 4 yellows. I don't remember exactly which ones were called for, but 2 of them looked exactly the same, at least the ones I had. So I just did the 4, it was like 741, 742, or no, 742, 743, 744, 745. Like I did the 4 in a row of those yellows and the 740s, and then just did very light, medium, dark for the pattern. So that's what I did. And the bees I kept the same, but that's what I did for the sunflowers. I think it turned out really well. I love this fabric, just a scrap of 32 count Under the Sea fabric, Shimmering Seas. And I gotta say, I had to get back into the groove of 32 count stitching. I'm pretty much 40-46er. Oh, this is it from a distance. 40-46er at this point with 1 strand, and to go back to 2 strands was a jump. constantly getting my thread tangled and like knots, and I was like, this is why I don't do this. I know it's probably because I had too long a strand. I don't know what was going on, but like it was, I mean, I love how it looks, and I mean, like this would have been way too small as a 40 count, so there's definitely a time and place, but if it can be a one strander, that's my preference. And then what's nice is I found on Amazon, so this on 32 count it fits in a 4x4 frame, and this is the frame I found on Amazon. It was like $15. It comes in a bunch of different colors, so I got the white with like kind of the gold on the outside, and so this will go in here. The sunflowers might get a little hidden underneath the flowers, but I think that might actually make a cool effect. So partly why I'm doing this video today as well is that I want to go drop this off to our framer and get it all framed up, and this will be their Christmas gift today, or this year. So yeah, so that was my first finish. Very excited. And then my next finish, so actually my last video, I was like, I don't think it's gonna happen, guys. I really want to finish this year, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Well, then that like put a little bug in me, and I became obsessed and got it very finished. So I've literally finished this yesterday. This is Celebrate Christmas from Madame Chantilly. Oh, the light. It's much brighter in person. It's on 40 count water green linen from Zweigart, and I love it so much. So what I did make some changes, and hopefully it'll show up. All of the red is a toile 8/16. So I changed all the red to a toile 8/16, and then I changed some of the white to white etoile. So Santa's beard, the snow, the joy cup, and the vase are all well, I did one strand, the underneath strand. So I did the first cross of all the X's is B5200, and then the top strand is white etoile. And that just helps make it like a little brighter. You can kind of see, if you look at Santa's beard, I didn't do that. It's just straight etoile. And then the joy cup was one strand of white, or B5200, with the etoile over top. And the joy cup does look much brighter than Santa's beard, but I wasn't frogging it at that point. And then the other changes I made is I put the Bethlehem star on Santa's bag. Normally there isn't anything backstitched there, but just to kind of just a little hint for the reason for the season. And then the hooves around, the hoofs around Rudolph's hooves, goodness, I did a back stitch all the way around to make them look a little bit more blocky for hooves. But those are the only other changes I made. Everything else was called for, and I love it so much. This was my second oldest whip, I realized, which is another reason I was like, I gotta get this done. I started this February 1st, 2021. So it was almost 4 years old. I was like, it's time. So my second oldest whip is officially done. Oh, and then I left off the word Christmas. Figured it was pretty clear. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. I had four of these trays on my whip list. Now I have 3, so time to get started on the next one, but oh, so good. And the Bethlehem star, I did double 2 strands of white for the back stitching. Everything else is 1 strand for back stitch. But yeah, I love it so much. So here we are. All right, and then I have 3 whips. The first one is the one I show every video until it's done, because I'm trying to do 100-ish stitches a day, averaged. And this is Tree of Life. So so this is the original Tree of Life. And then this is a mock-up of what I changed it all to. I'm doing this for my parents' 30th wedding anniversary next year. And here's where we're at. This is on 40 count Snowy Pine from Color and Cotton. And I got all the way around the tree And then I'm starting to trying to work on the inside now. I'm still trying to decide, so it looks so much better on camera. It's frustrating. So the love knots here, the Celtic love knots, you can see it's kind of a dark color outlining and then a lighter color on the inside. There, it's very clear. In person, it's not as, I mean, you can still tell, but it's not as good as it is on camera. So I'm actually considering backstitching with like the next darker color so that they really pop, so that they look like that. That's my ultimate goal. But we'll see. I'll see how it looks once I'm actually get everything done. That'll be like my last thing. So trying to get 100 stitches in on this a day, have it done. Hopefully by middle of February is my ultimate goal. Their anniversary is at the end of March, but my dad doesn't know this yet, but I'm gonna see if he'll actually make a frame for it. My dad's gotten into frame making, certain kinds of frame making, so I wanna see if he wants to make the frame for it, but he would need the finished piece before he could do that. So my goal is to get it done by the middle of February so Dad can make a frame in time to have it framed by their actual anniversary. So, oh, I love it so much. It's so much fun to stitch. It really is. And I've gotten 4 of the colors done. So I think my plan is to finish the inside of that tree and then come and do the white corners. And then I'll finish it off with the back stitch on the inside of the back stitch here, and then the 30th. I'm still trying to figure out, okay, what would you all recommend for 40 count metallic threads? I feel like the normal Karnik and Petite Treasure braid are like too thick for 40 count. So if you've done any metallics with 40 count, what would you recommend? I want like a nice gold metallic for the 30. Let me know if you have any experience with that. I love it. Okay. And then I was kind of like, okay, once I finished Celtic, well, I knew I was gonna be done with Celtic Christmas soon. So I was kind of looking like, what's my goal? What am I looking at here for like my next, besides Tree of Life, like what do I want to work on? So I realized, I had started WhipGo this year with the intention of I want to touch every single one of my whips by the end of the year was my original intention. And then residency started and we did our best, but it's not there. So I have 6 whips still that I have not, 6 whips of WhipGo. I have 8 total whips that I have not touched yet this year. So I'm kind of thinking from here on for December, I want to obviously work on like some Christmas things, but I also want to like touch those whips and like get those at least like a few stitches in on each one. So when I was looking at that, I was like, you know, I really want to work on this one. I've missed this one. So I pulled out, and it's still in the Q-snap because I want to put more stitches in. I just like got a few in. This is Hibiscus Arrangement 1 from Artisy. This is the cover photo. I'm doing this on 32 count wave pool. And here's where I'm at. So I already had a lot done, or a lot of this. The only thing I've worked on this year is the pink. So I finally got some of that pink in. This fabric is just magnificent. Finally getting some of that pink of the hibiscus in. Last year I finished the plumerias. And now I want to start working on the pink. I don't remember exactly how many stitches that is. I think it's 50. I think that's 50 pink stitches. So I want to get at least another 50 in before I put this away again. But, oh, I love it so much. It's 32 count, so it goes a lot slower than I started it on the 32 count a couple of years ago because I had this magnificent fabric and I didn't have it in 40 count. I only had it in 32 and I was like, this is perfect for this piece. So I didn't want it to be too small. I wanted it to be a good size. So I'm powering through, but it's partly why it hasn't come out yet this year is I haven't wanted to do 32 count. But I love it. I'm gonna keep it out and put some more pink in. And then I finished Celebrate Christmas last night. So this morning I was like, okay, I have my new second oldest whip. And I was like, I should go ahead and start putting some stitches on this too, because I think this is going to be my goal to finish next year. And it's quite a goal, so we'll see. But might as well go ahead and get started on it. This is Celebrate Winter from Madame Chantilly. I started this with Evelyn across the pond back at the end of February 2021. So this is my new second oldest whip that's also almost 4 years old. It had a lot less done on it. But I actually got, and I forgot to ask her if I was okay to say that she's the one who did this, but a very kind soul messaged me that she actually has charted most of the Madame Chantilly trays in on her software, and then they are Pattern Keeper compatible. Because Madame Chantilly herself, her patterns, she watermarks them, so I have never been able to get them into Pattern Keeper, even though I have the PDFs. So this nice person knew that I obviously had all of these patterns, and she offered to send me the Pattern Keeper compatible version. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Yes, please. And so that's what partly helped me finish Celebrate Christmas really quickly. And then now I also Celebrate Winter. The only one that she didn't have charted was that I also have a Celebrate 4th of July. Understandably, knowing where she's coming from. So I put in winter, and I filled in what I already had done and what I want. So I'm not doing the words anymore. So I'm not doing winter. And then I had the tray done. And those two alone in the chart, once I clicked them off for Pattern Keeper, was 19% of the pattern. So I'm already at 20%, which is exciting. So this is my Celebrate Winter. It's also on 40 count water green. So before I had the tray completely done, which was, thanks to Pattern Keeper, it's 1,500 stitches, or 1,400 stitches-ish. So that alone was 13% of the pattern. And then I'm not doing the winter, which was, I don't remember how many stitches that was, but that got me to 19%. And here we are. So this morning I got in the tree and the beginning of that white house, or white building next to it. So I'm definitely gonna keep this out and keep working on it this season. Even just a few stitches here and there. I at least want to I like to work in trays, so I want to try and get this tray done this month, or before the end of winter, I should say. I'm gonna keep I'm not gonna pressure myself for this year, but before its 4th birthday, I would like to have this tray done, this half of the tray done, which shouldn't be too big of an ask. So, yeah. I need to find out from Evelyn where she is on this. I can't remember. I think she started, if I remember correctly, she started with the owl up at the top. I don't remember. But yeah, but I love it. And that was it. That's all my stitching. So those 5 projects. So, and 2 finishes, which are super fun. I don't know how I'm going to finish my trays. I haven't quite, because I have summer done. Now I went Christmas done. Summer, I did stitch the word. So I won't be able to do it exactly the same as I do winter or Christmas. But that's okay. I don't know if I would necessarily switch them out like that. I feel like I'd probably finish them individually. So yeah, so we'll see. And then I should be coming back again in December, so I can be able to show you the fully finish of My Sunshine before we give it to them. At least that's my hope. So plans, I think I kind of went through most of it. I want to still continue my average 100 stitches a day on Tree of Life. Get at least 50 more stitches into Hibiscus. Continue working on working through the rest of my Whip Go calls. So I should have hopefully a good amount to show you my next official update. Cause I at least 6 more whips. So we'll see. Hopefully I can work through those. I at least want to get 100 stitches on each of them. So we'll see how that progresses. My December is busy schedule wise. I'm pretty much mostly inpatient all of December. 2 weeks of newborn nursery, and then 2 weeks of, I'm back in the emergency room. So, which is technically an outpatient rotation for us because it's shift, like, you have a certain number of shifts within the 2, well, for me, 3 weeks, but it doesn't feel like outpatient when you're working, 2 p.m. to midnight and whatnot. But yeah, so I do have Christmas off this year. I was able to get Christmas, but then I work all of New Year's. But it'll be nice to have some days off at Christmas. I'm ready for a legit break. I'm starting to feel a little bit of the burnout. Yeah, so I have a few giveaways. So last video was my 50th video, and I did a PDF giveaway of one of my charts. You can choose any of them. My new chart is up there. My nautical flags alphabet is officially in my Etsy. So any pattern in my Etsy is fair game. So the 5 winners are, these are the YouTube names that commented on my last video. Always Be Yourself 6, ML Buck 7277, Marlon W. Wiggins 3351, So Stitch So What 9548, and Keb Studio Creations. So those are the 5 winners. Please email me or message me on Instagram. Just get in contact with me somehow with your email address and what pattern you'd like, and I will send those over. So super excited for that. And yeah, and I just want to say, thank you so much to everyone in this community and who's always been so supportive of me and my life and my designs and my, everything, my creativity. So really appreciate all of you and appreciate you so much for coming and checking me out today. There's about to be so much content in December. December in general is just so amazing for this community. We get so much wonderful videos and whatnot. So thank you all so much for everything that you've supported me through. And yeah, I'm happy to be able to keep doing these giveaways throughout the next year. I will be shipping out the ones that I haven't yet. I'm so sorry, I promise. And yeah, and then I'm gonna be back in December. I'm hoping to do like my normal typical videos for December, like my 2024 finish parade, whip parade, I'm trying to think. Oh, plans, 2025 plans parade. So they're all parades. So hopefully gonna be able to still squeeze those and plus like a normal update video. So I'm hoping to have quite a few videos this month as well. I do get at least 1 day off each week, so hopefully that can be kind of my filming day. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated, and in the meantime, I hope you enjoy your December, whether that's hot or cold, depending on where you are in the world. I'm jealous of the ones that's hot. It has gotten very cold here in Williamsburg. And yeah, and happy stitching, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.